What's up my meatballs, it's Aaronitmar. Welcome back to more Pokemon HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke. Last time we defeated the Vermilion City Gym leader, Misty, and so this time we can head south to Vermilion, which is where we arrived in Kanto, and we will be able to take on and defeat, hopefully, Lieutenant Serge of the Electric Gym. We have to make our way through Saffron. I don't know why I did not cut this out, but I guess starting in Celadon, because we ended in the last episode in Celadon, just sort of seemed to make sense. We don't have any captures on the way there. The only capture I can think of is inside, or not inside of Vermilion Gym, but around Vermilion Gym. There is water and stuff, so we can actually get, I think, if we want a surf or a fishing Pokemon. But as you can see here, something I just remembered I had to explain, we went ahead and leveled Franklin up. He's level 51 now, of course, to match the team, and he evolved into Torterra, so that's going to be a very nice addition. He's got an excellent moveset right now. I believe he will learn Leaf Storm later on, which is good, replace Razor Leaf. He's really got a pretty diverse moveset right now. Giga Drain is here on the off chance that we can heal. Obviously, it's not going to be as good because Torterra is definitely much better in the attack stat than the special attack. But regardless, that is going to be a nice addition to the team. Anyway, I should probably give him the Miracle Seed. Where is that at? That's in the PC with the dead Pokemon, so I'll have to take that when we get to a PC. But for now, we're going to fish. Sorry if it's I'm a little scatterbrained right now. We're going to fish. Hopefully, get a good capture, and then. Come on, no, there we go. And hopefully we will have a decent team. I think this episode I'm finally going to choose the last Pokemon. A Kingler. Nice. Kind of an appropriate Pokemon. It doesn't seem as random as it should be, but whatever. I don't know. Level 20 may be too strong to catch this guy. I may have to just let it go. Because I'm too high level to do it, to you know, not kill it in one shot. But it's high enough level that we're not going to be able to just hurl balls at it and hope that it'll catch. Because honestly, we're not going to. Well, as soon as I got done saying that, Kingler was caught. Alright, so let's see. It can hardly lift its massive overgrown pincer. The pincer's size makes it difficult to aim properly. Alright, let's just name this thing Cookie. You all know why. You all know why. Yeah, we're going to name him Cookie, and there we go. Cookie. Alright, so that is the capture for this episode. I can't really think of anywhere else that we have a capture unless I made my way ahead of time to a next gym, but at this point, we really don't need to. We can just, you know, chill with what we've got right here. So we've finally got time for a 6th Pokemon, and we really have a nice team right here. We've got pretty diverse, types and such. I think I kind of want Magneton because it's the steel type, but at the same time Manectric might just be a better pick. It's so hard to, you know, tell. Can I summary? There we go. I just want to see moves. Metal Sound, Tackle, Thundershock, Supersonic. And it's better in defense and special attack, whereas Edison is better in special attack and speed. I think I'm gonna go with Edison. Obviously, this is you know subject to change because it's very likely that it's going to die, or at least there's still the probability that it's going to die. I need to. Sorry, I was being so slow. So there's still the probability it's going to die, so Magneton will be on, I guess, the back burner for now. Man, I've been so bad at keeping all these people's items. All these Pokemon's items after they died. All 3 of these can be used pretty well. For, our party Pokemon, who I will give Miracle Seed to him. Sorry if I'm being a little slow here. Alright, so Miracle Seed to him. Yeah, that's a him. We're gonna give the Charcoal to Sirius. If I could get over there, there we go. Charcoal to Sirius, and I guess Metagross can use the Quick Claw for the moment. And then, of course, we will give Manectric the experience share. Alright, so there we go. Nice and balanced team. Come on. Why was I missing? I was just running over that tile. Okay, so now we've got a very nice and balanced team, and all of that. I just realized I'm gonna have to do. I'm not gonna be able to take Manectric with me because I need to use either Surf or Cut to get across the water to get to Vermilion City, or not to Vermilion City, but to Vermilion Gym. So for the moment, Manectric is going to still sit in the box. I could teach one of my regular Pokemon Cut, but no, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to waste a move slot for just this one particular moment. Unless I actually have to use Cut. No, I don't. Okay. So let's Surf and make our way into the Vermilion City Gym. We're going to be doing this with only 5 Pokemon because yeah. Wow. That's interesting. A Shift Tree. We would have been eligible to apply the Dupes Clause because we had already caught a Nuzleaf and it had already died. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so here we are in the Vermilion City Gym. We're here to fight Lieutenant Serge. This is actually the first gym you can challenge here in Kanto. Because you get here very first thing. But, you know, it's really not... you don't need to. I mean, you can do them in any order you want. That's why I decided to do them in the original order because... I don't know, that's just seems more appropriate to me. Alright, so... Again, we've got the same old puzzle that we had before. Wow. We match their type, ups, but we also have, there's a risk of us dying because they also counter us. Although, when you use Swift, nothing really happens. So, there we go. Starmie is dead, and both were 1-2 knocked out. Alright, I can't use Earthquake, unfortunately, so I think I'm going to swap out because that is dangerous to me right now. And then we can use Fire Fang on Grimer. So, there we go. And Grimer should go down. There we go. And a Turtwig. Can I No. I'm going to... actually don't need to because I'm perfectly countering them right now. That's pretty nice. Twice in a row that, like, I've just had the right Pokemon out at the right time. Because both their Pokemon will just go down without a hitch. And then a Vigoroth. So we can just double up on him and he's going to go down in, wow, 1 hit instead of 2. Okay. Nice, nice. So there's that, and we've got one more fight before we have to do the infamous puzzle, where you have to figure out which switch does what. Or not which switch does what, but which switch you have to hit to open the door. And yeah, I saw like some, I guess maybe it was a Reddit post, where they actually explained how that worked, and it's just, I don't know, it still was still confusing. It still was still confusing. Way to go, Aaron. That is some words. That is some words. Okay, so let me heal up real quick. I knew that Bug Buzz was a risk, but I don't know, I'm a risk taker. Well, it would have been a waste because we literally just finished training Franklin. Alright, so now we get to figure out the puzzle to stop this electric fence here. I found a sticker switch at the bottom of the trash can. Better press it. Alright, I think now... Oh, okay. Maybe it's always right next... I mean, it was always right next to it, but I think... I'm not going to say anything, like, for sure. I think maybe it doesn't reset this time around. They actually made it so it, like, well, all you have to do is find the 2 switches, but I could be wrong. Anyway, here we are against Lieutenant Serge. Hey, you little tyke! It may not be very smart to challenge me, but it takes guts! When it comes to electric-type Pokemon, I'm #1. I never lost on the battlefield. I'll zap you just like I do all my enemies in battle. Alright, so think about that. Just Pokemon Wars. That is a thing. This guy was in the military. That was a thing that actually happened. That is pretty insane. I always read that there was like a huge war, and Lieutenant Surge is evidence of that, and then that's why there's very little Pokemon, or very few people in the Kanto region, because there's just, you know, a lack of people because a lot of them died. I'm not sure if that is, obviously I'm missing some of the pieces because I just don't remember, but it was an interesting read nonetheless. And the Pokemon, or not the anime, and the manga, that was some really dark stuff. Like, some of the gym leaders teamed up with Team Rocket to try and just control all the Pokemon. And after, like, the main characters finished up defeating Team Rocket, it ended up being the Elite Four who thought that they were the only ones worthy to live with Pokemon. So they were literally going to kill everyone in the Kanto region that wasn't them. Like, that is some dark stuff, man. Like, how are you gonna put that in, like, based on a kid's game? But I don't know, it worked, and it was really interesting. I stopped reading after, like, not Generation 2, but, like, the Gold, Silver, and Crystal game arcs, because that's how the manga works. I don't know, maybe I lost interest, but I don't know, I just stopped reading it. Not necessarily because the series was boring, I just lost interest in it. You know how that works? You know how that works? Anyway, as I've said that, we've taken out 2, I believe, of Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon. Going on 3. Luckily, we have Mega Drain, so we can replenish some of our HP, even though he's going to hurt us. Which he doesn't actually do that... Well, never mind. Oh, it was a crit, okay. I was going to say, he doesn't actually do that much damage, so that's okay. But Giga Drain and Crawdon is down. Oh, we got that critical hit too. That's what you get for trying to challenge us here, Lieutenant Serge. That's what you get. Alright, so we get 1621 experience. And he's about to send in Staraptor. So I still don't have a counter. If I had leveled up Manectric, I maybe would have a counter, but I don't. The only thing I can think of is Garbage with Avalanche. Even though Avalanche is not going to be as effective as an electric type would be, because an electric type generally would have a stab. I think right now this is pretty much the best we can get. Is this the second gym leader with a Staraptor as well? I think so. Regardless, I'm content with the Pokemon that the last few gym leaders have had. There's been very few not fully evolved ones. There's the Marshtomp, but other than that, like, they were pretty, like, evolved Pokemon. And I like the diversity. I mean, it feels like I'm actually playing against people and not just AI. Even though I know I'm playing against AI, so I'm able to manipulate on my own. And that was a long-winded sentence, and in that time, Staraptor has gone down, which is nice. Alright, so Lantern. Water Electric against Grass Ground. I think we've got the clear advantage here. I'm going to use Earthquake anyway, because I think the Grass type is going to be neutralized by the Electric type, maybe. I always get those mixed up. Either Grass neutralizes Electric or Electric neutralizes Grass. I think it's that Grass is not very effective against Electric's not very effective against Grass. I think that's what it is. But this should actually take it down because we've got a nice stab behind us. Oh wow, it lives with 1 HP. I guarantee that like little bit is because it's just a higher level than us. I guarantee that's it. Lantern's kind of bulky too. Not like incredibly bulky, but still can take a decent amount of damage, especially in game, so that's pretty nice. Not nice for us, but nice in general, I guess. Alright, so we're going to Earthquake this thing again and watch the HP slowly whittle down and live again. I was hoping that Aqua Ring would put him into the yellow, so he would be able to, so that he would not heal using a full restore, but I was unfortunately incorrect on that hope. And this should not do that much to us, so we should be able to live it. Yep. And then Razor Leaf, this should take it out. I did this more so just... Okay, so I guess either way we would have done double damage. So I guess it is the other way around. Grass does have a strength against electric Pokemon. I'm about to send in Cradilly. I guess we'll go with Sirius. It is paralyzed, so that's kind of an issue. But I don't think Cradilly is particularly fast. Oh, it's the last Pokemon too. So I don't think Cradilly is particularly fast, so we should be able to... Oh, and we get the Intimidate. Cool. So we should be able to take this thing down. Oh, he's going to raise his special defense, huh? Well, you go ahead and do that while I keep Fire Fanging you. Alright, so that isn't actually super effective like I thought. Oh, I just did it in the last fight. What am I thinking? Or in like one of the gym trainer fights. Alright, my ability was suppressed, but that doesn't really matter because my ability starts at the beginning of a turn. But that does it for Lieutenant Surge. down he goes. It was actually a pretty swift fight. We didn't really have much to do. We can actually move on to the next area now. That's pretty cool. Alright, cool. You are strong. Okay, kid, you get the Thunder Badge. So, we get the Thunder Badge from one Mr. Lieutenant Serge. Mr. Lieutenant, I think that is redundant. That Thunder Badge suits those who defeated me. Take good care of it, okay? There's something else. Here's a great TM for you. And we get TM34. I want to say this is going to be Shockwave. Yes, Shockwave, okay. Use it to go like lightning. When you go north, you will see a big city called Saffron. Well, okay. That's just random information that you're sharing with us. Alright, so the next gym it looks like is Celadon City Gym with Erica. So we can actually begin heading there. There's a couple of captures we would have there as well. So that's going to be pretty helpful to us. So if we could just surf quickly, we can make our way over there, and that would be pretty nice. We're gonna have to cut through Saffron, obviously, but at least we don't have to go through the underground, make our way all the way to Lavender and things like that. Oh, that's what I like about this game. They didn't make it unnecessarily difficult to get places. I forget what I'm coming to get. Oh, my neck trick, of course. Alright, so there. We'll swap them out. And I guess I'll take the run there. Celadon isn't... I actually haven't been to Celadon, so I can't even fly there. And Saffron's literally north, so it'd be a waste to try and fly to Saffron. Just wasted my time and everybody else's time. And alright, let's run across. Okay, we made it. Alright, so let's head through Saffron. We'll be coming here shortly, probably in like a few episodes, I think 2 episodes, to battle the Saffron City Gym Leader. And do whatever else there is to do. There's actually a dojo in there, which is where you can rematch gym leaders. So that's actually pretty cool. You can rematch gym leaders. A Delibird. I think I'm gonna pass on this. Should I pass? I mean, Delibird's like a weird Pokemon. Isn't one of its like only good moves present, and even then that can backfire on yourself? Pretty sure that's true. So yeah. And a mental herb, whatever that is. So let's see what else we could have caught while we were here. We've actually got some time to burn because this is a pretty short episode currently. Actually, I have been to Saffron because I checked the department store, so I would not have been a waste, but whatever. I'm not. Oh no. Alright, I fixed that problem. My apologies. Yeah, but I have been to Celadon because I went to go check the department store for leaf stones for when we actually had Nuzleaf. Yeah, I was about to say Nuzlocke. I was like, that's not the right word. But yeah, so I actually have been here. I did not capture anything though, so no need to fear. So there we go. Nothing of importance. I think that thing is locked, so we can't even go in the underground tunnel to begin with. And yeah, I don't know that there's anything else to do. We can do the game corner, obviously, but like literally we could just go straight to the gym. There's nothing really to do. Is there a Pokemon like gift in here like there used to be? Let's go check. I can also go and surf on those, on that water over there that will probably give us. All right, so there's nothing there. Can we? What? Can we just do this? What? I don't understand. We're supposed to be able to do that. Alright. But there is water over there that we can surf on and encounter Pokemon. I think that there's supposed to be Grimer and Muck because that was like, I don't know, some weird plot point where like there was freaking Pokemon like poisoned or something. I don't know. Anyway, we guess we can't get to the bag. They've blocked that off with trees. So let's go surf on this water and get ourselves another Pokemon. Or we can not have a surfing Pokemon with us and have to run all the way back. You know what? Let me just see if anybody can learn surf. This would make my life a little bit easier if I could teach somebody surf that was a part of the party. So let's see. Garbage. I'm not going to waste a slot on garbage for a move that, you know, I'm using a lot of but would not be helpful. I mean, Waterfall is just a much more, you know, competitive move, so why would I want to do that? Just a pain coming back and getting Bieber every time I want to surf. But I guess it's the price you pay. That's what the point of the Nuzlocke challenge is. You're supposed to, you know, be playing a more challenging version of this game, so part of the challenge is having to swap out Pokemon that you need to work with, so. I guess let bygones be by. I don't even know if that's a relevant like statement here, but let's go ahead and see what we can capture in Celadon City. A Croconaw. Cool. That's actually pretty neat. If something happens to Gyarados, this would definitely be my backup. Even though it's another starter, and that would literally make 3 starters we've used so far, and we've got a Quilava, so that's 4. I would still use it. No shame in admitting that, because starters are meant to be good. You're meant to be given at least one good Pokemon while you sift through all the bad ones. Alright, so you're using Rage on us. That's not cool, man, but... let's see what Strength will do. Alright, I'm worried Strength is going to kill again, so I'm going to Surf and hopefully... Alright, so one more should do it. Alright, that was close. Okay, so now, let's go for the Lure Ball. Let's hope this captures. Or it could just not capture at all. That's cool. Thanks, mate. But there we go. Croconaw was caught. So we have a brand new Croconaw for our team. So let's see. If it loses a fang, a new one grows back in its place. There are always 48 fangs lining its mouth. I count 4 on that sprite. Yeah. Pokedex, I guess. So it's the Big Jaw Pokemon. Gigantic Jaw. So this thing evolves into Feraligatr, and the obvious choice here is to name this thing Gatorade, because Feraligatr, Gatorade. But to be unique and different, I guess, we're going to make this thing named Kool-Aid. Because I said so. And because it's like funny and ironic and edgy, you know? I don't know. But there we go. Kool-Aid, the Croconaw, eventually the Feraligatr. Neat. Alright, I actually want to see what else we could have caught. So there we go. That's actually a really good choice. If something, you know, God forbid something happened to Garbage, but Croconaw would be an excellent choice for an extra water type. I think it'd probably be the best water type we've caught so far. And I think all we're going to encounter here is Croconaw, because all we could find here were Grimer in the original encounters. So on the off chance we catch, I kind of want to see what Muck would have been, because on the off chance that you catch him, you find a Muck, so that would also be randomized. But looks like that 5% chance is not coming in our favor right now, because we have not encountered anything but Croconaw. So try a couple more encounters. I'm just really curious. That's the best part of the randomizers, is being able to you know, work with. Oh no, not again. Alright, so alright. Okay, so we are back once again. I apologize for that. It's happening more and more lately, so I don't know what to do. Anyway, I think this can actually end off the episode. We've got an excellent capture. I've got a Manectric to train up, and we have got some Pokemon to battle next time in the Celadon Gym. Ordinarily the Grass type gym, but yeah. So there we go. Nice Croconaw there for us. So we got a Quilava and a Croconaw. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So let's go ahead and swap out Edison for Bidoof. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm more likely, I think, to use Quilava over Houndoom. Even though there's the type advantage, there's also the novelty idea. And besides, if Quilava dies, we could just use Houndoom again. I'm not so sure about Arbok anymore. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I apologize for rambling on like I have been. If you enjoyed this video at all, I would really appreciate if you click the like button. It really helps show your support. If you are a brand new viewer, feel free to subscribe. I do videos as often as I can, more like this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next part of Pokemon HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.